Hello, everybody. Long time no see. It's me, Reaper Steve, with Jammer, just like old days.
Yeah, very nonchalant with it,
Yeah,
but
it's very
yeah.
nonchalant. Yeah, I've completely forgotten how to do introductions. To be honest with you, mate, like it's been a hot minute since we actually worked.
Yeah.
Other than me sitting there doing like, please don't swear when we're on broadcast to people when they're doing Fortnite things, and you managing Sash in the background while she's doing doing her stream stuff at least.
Mhm.
How are you?
Yeah, it's been a busy few months with all the kind of world events happening, but yeah, honestly, it's been good. I'm excited to get back into CS, and I've actually been really excited for CS2. Like, it's
Yeah.
definitely kind of relit that fire of like passion in me to kind of relearn the game for certain aspects, especially with the utility. But yeah, no, how are you feeling about the release?
I'm so happy they added in like a clutch for people like me who can't aim, where the crosshair drags with the recoil.
Oh
I can't
right,
remember the
okay.
actual I can't remember the actual option for it where it's called, but you click a option in the options, weirdly enough, and
Yeah.
yeah, the recoil will drag with the gun. The crosshair will drag with the recoil of the gun,
Mhm.
which has like completely changed the way that I play the game because I'm now actually decent at it, which is just astounding to be honest with you. But I played like a couple of games here and there, mainly in Premier rather than playing just like normal. I jumped straight into Premier because I thought, well, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it the hard way kind of thing, right? And get involved as quick as possible. I think I'm like eight
Okay.
or nine games deep into Premier at the minute, but
Mm.
I've been doing so much stuff with other esports titles that we're not going to talk about while we're in the middle of a Counter Strike game that I haven't had an awful lot of chance to play. And also Diablo has just taken over my life again. So it's the way things are. Um,
Understandable.
the other esports title, one of which, by the way, I should mention, is actually Farming Sim. Yeah, don't ask. Yeah,
Esports?
yeah. Don't ask
Okay.
how that came about, but it's happened and it's happening. So yeah, Christmas time, I'm doing a charity tournament for Farming Sim.
Okay, you've got to explain. How does that work? How do you even esport that?
So
Like, is it
it,
most profit or
okay,
something?
so he sent the guy who's booked me has sent me like a PDF, and the PDF just basically has like a list of all the rules. And he was like, "What? Look at this and watch this," and sent me like a link to a couple of other broadcasts. So I was talking to him about it. I was like, "I have no idea. Like, I played it maybe 10 minutes when I was drunk with friends or something. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, never actually put any time
Yeah.
into it. But it's 30 minutes round, real time 30 minutes round, and it's the most bales made from a field and then delivered to the shop and sold within that 30
Okay.
minute space of time. But my brain is going like, what if they both get the same amount in? And they're like, well, they go to sudden death. And I was like, there's a sudden death in Farming Simulator? Like what? They like destruction derby, like driving tractors
Yeah.
into each other. But apparently there is like a sudden death mode. And yeah, I was astonished when he asked me about it. But I was like, yeah, why not? Screw it. It's only Christmas time. I might as well do it for a little bit of a charity thing. But yeah, CS2 though, on the other hand, we
Mhm.
played a bit of it, do bits and pieces. I know you've been playing probably a far more than me. Getting yourself into it with Stash as well. Also, I've seen she's been playing it quite a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, no, we've been really getting stuck into CS2. I think I got my placement game for Premier around 8.6K, something like that. So
That's not
quite
bad.
low to what I was expecting, but
Yeah, but still, as
that's
a
the way it
starting
is.
point, like
Yeah.
it's good to build from at least anyway. Especially if you're going to be going up against those kind of players where you can not batter them, but you know what I mean. You can get a good game out of them, kind of thing, to boost your elo up even more. What's that in
Yeah,
terms of
true.
elo
It has got the
actually?
confidence to
Yeah, no. What
be.
what is that in terms of elo anyway? Like, is
Uh,
there is there a conversion for it?
I think there's probably some hidden metric or something, but
Yeah,
I've no idea.
yeah,
But I do know that one of the weird things about the Premier ranks is that they reset 4 times a year, like one for each
yeah,
season.
yeah,
So it's going to be interesting to see how that kind of moves forward. But yeah, I've also been trying to grind all the maps individually and try and get global on every single one of the active duty maps, which has been
yeah.
a real grind. I've still not got a rank for any of them just quite yet. A few wins left on them, but
I have
yeah, I,
a
I kind of like the new ranking system. It's interesting.
I have an American friend who he's been bugging me to play it for ages with him, and I will eventually play it at some point. But we were sat in Discord yesterday talking, and like there's three of us that are playing Diablo together, and there's just one extra guy, and he's just sat there, and every 5 minutes of the year is like a swear word, or every now and again you're like, "What do you do?" Like like that kind of stuff. It's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'll share my screen," and he's playing CS and he's grinding, and I'm like, "What map are you on?" Like, what? Like, I can't turn your stream on, but what map are you on? And he's like, "I'm on Vertigo." I was like, "Vertigo is like one of my favorite maps. Like, I'll pull your stream up and I'll try and help you out." And I was watching him. I was like, I can't help you, bro. There's no helping you. And he's like, yeah, but I'm good at Valorant. I was like, that's great. This isn't Valorant, brother. This is completely different. Like
Yeah.
this is a whole other kettle of fish, my friend. So he's kind of like slowly getting used to the transition between playing a game like Valorant and playing a game like CS, where there's nuances between the two. But yeah, he's enjoying it. I will eventually turn back to playing it. I think when I get bored of this season of Diablo, I'll probably start hammering down on it a bit more. Plus my new PC, so I can actually play games now. Whereas before it was like my CPU would just go, "Please stop doing whatever you're doing. It's too much." Um, and like new camera and everything as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything new.
very briefly.
Thank you very much. I put a lot of effort into it. Not really. I just went, what is best camera into Google? I was like, oh, dude, like that'll work for me.
I can't
But
even
yeah.
see the internal cogs of your head going like, how much of the house budget can I just
Oh my
shift
god,
to
yeah. No,
upgrading my
yeah,
setup?
yeah,
And
yeah,
just
yeah.
growing larger and larger by day, I can imagine.
We we had, we had a conversation about it. I had a conversation with my parents about it, and they were like, "Oh, how's the house fund coming along?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah."
It's
They're
a
like,
thing.
there's a lot of packages downstairs for you." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, it's for the house. Yeah, no, no, definitely." My mental thing with it is like it's for the house because I'm using this PC to work in production doing esports stuff. So technically it is for the house. It's not really how it works out, I know.
Yeah, look, as long as
But
you can find a way to
I'm
justify it on
justifying
your
it. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, new PC and stuff, so I can actually put a bit of time into actually playing games rather than sitting here looking at like VMix for 3 hours every night, which will be fantastic. But we're here to watch CS at least anyway. We've got two good teams, very good teams. Obviously, we've got a lot of experience with both these teams and these sets of players, but from CS:GO rather than CS2. This is our first time really jumping into CS2 as such, as far as commentary is concerned. Both of us have played a fair bit of it, but kind of like I wouldn't say it's back to basics as such when you go into casting because it is more or less the same. There's a few little slight adjustments here and there to work with, but the teams are looking pretty good. The Robins versus Cardiff Pirates tonight. Nice to see the names haven't changed from our CS:GO days. Not that that's like years ago, of course,
I mean, you
but
gotta build the brand, right? Stick to it.
yeah, yeah. Wally there, captain of the Robins, and we also have Trowsy as captain of Cardiff Pirates coming in to hopefully give us a really good best of three. I think we actually have the so what I'm looking for the map picks and
Oh yes,
bans.
vetoes.
The vetoes as such. The first map I know we're going to be playing on is going to be Vertigo.
Mhm.
Conveniently, after saying I like Vertigo, boom, there it is. I'm trying to remember what the second map was now, though.
It was Nuke, picked by
Nuke,
the
perfect.
pirate.
Pike by Pirates. Third map was Mirage,
Yes.
which is the decider. If we actually get to map 3, that is, of course.
Yeah, I mean, well, talking about the three maps, do we feel like it's going to go to three maps? Like we've kind of seen these teams. We know the
Mm,
play, or we know how the players used to play on,
yeah,
original CS:GO. Obviously, there's a few changes to CS2, but it's not a completely different game. Like, by and
no,
large, it's the same thing, just with a few different mechanics thrown in there. So, how are
better
we feeling about
graphics.
this match?
It's literally just better graphics. Like that's all it actually is, as far as I'm concerned. Yes, there's a few changes to like the map layouts in some places. Like there's a slight adjustment to where one barrier would be in comparison to another barrier. But realistically speaking, it's the same. It's the same map layout, same games.
Mm,
I think, for me at least, anyway, I think it probably will go to map 3. Just purely because of the type of players that we've got on both teams. They're quite stacked. We've seen them play before, as you said already, in CS:GO. I've watched one or two of their games in CS2. For some of the players, when they've been posting bits and pieces into like Twitter and whatnot of them playing and how they've been playing and how things are kind of going. And we've got to remember as well, like a lot of these players are going to be ramping up, ready to go into other tournaments that are happening. Like for example, this weekend you've got Epic Land, you've got, some of the endpoint stuff that's come up as well. Also, like there's a lot of like build up to get into those kind of tournaments. So this is one of those ones where I feel like players will be warming themselves up to get into those next kind of stages of CS2. So I see it going to 3 purely because they're going to be putting everything out there, kind of trying their new stuff, trying their new little tactics here and there. We're just waiting for players to be ready, so hopefully we'll jump into gameplay pretty soon. But for now, at least, anyway, you've just got to put up with me and Jammer talking. Just the way it is.
Yeah.
You got to do that for the entirety of the best of 3. But at least
I'm sure we'll get used to
at
it.
least we were talking about the game at least anyway.
Hopefully,
Um,
fingers crossed.
no, definitely. What do we normally go to when we're having tech issues? What's the normal conversation starter?
Well, this tournament is sponsored by Prevent.
Yeah, there we go.
Prevent aims to safeguard and support people susceptible to radicalism, so they do not go on to commit terrorist offences and support others to do so,
There we
or
go.
support others to do so.
Yeah,
Radicalization is the process by which someone is encouraged to develop extremist views or beliefs in support of terrorist groups or activities. If you have any concerns about someone you know, speak to a trusted family member, teacher, or tutor in the first. There you go. That's what we talked about, Reaper.
obviously, yeah, definitely. Obviously, a very serious subject. Very, very, very serious subject, of course. But yeah, I mean, from me at least, anyway. I think we'd probably best take a break for a little bit, chill out for a few minutes. We'll be back with you shortly. We'll put some music on in the background. You guys can chill, and then hopefully when we come back, we'll actually have gameplay for you guys to watch rather than sitting there listening to me and Jammer ramble on continuously. We'll see you soon. Oh, we lost audio. Hello, everyone. We're back. But this time we're back with actual gameplay. So I'm going to just watch me and Jammer stare at each other, which comes across pretty awkward. But we're straight into pistol round at least anyway. Big push through mid, Jammer.
Yeah, really, really impactful play in middle, and that's Rizzy killing through the smoke straight into this A split, and it's been a really good round actually. I like the structure of it, just pack mentality, steamrolling through middle. They molly off Guardian to, eliminate any early peaks, the smoke off CT side, and that's just a really well structured round. I think the CT side were completely caught off guard, and just that wall of utility kind of cutting the map in half helped the T side kind of snowball into the A side.
You'd like almost instant 3-man swing onto mid. Just there's just no way to really compete against that, especially in being wide out of position as well. Also, it's like how do you kind of prevent your death and then the person behind you immediately getting shot? Like, there's no way to really stop that from happening unless you get utility, I suppose, in a way to block off that mid push. But it's a bit more of a slow down start into round 2, anchoring over towards B at least anyway. They'll have the first man there to try and stop them. That's going to be Zyro. Legs are spotted, but YTP's quick on the draw.
I think the CT side were kind of committed to A there. But
Yeah.
So it's not all done and dusted just yet. There is some opportunities for farming up, and Mogul started off with a map 10 kill. Gets a dink in the process, but with so few CTs left alive and really watching his direction, be an easy enough round. Just stay to left on his ones, and that's not going to last for much longer. All 5 alive for the T side. And that's an easy 2-0 sweep to start things off, but now we get into the gun round.
Yeah, exactly. Good economy farming though. Said Mog picking up 2 there with the Mac 10. It's going to be very handy as we get into later rounds, having that bit of extra cash in the bank balance. But you're right, first big gun round coming up from the CTs. Got 4 A1Ss and 1 A4. Kind of throw into the mix. This close-up play with the A4 should normally work out quite nicely, but Rizzy just negates that issue immediately with the Mac 10. Takes 2 for the number.
That's an amazing play. I would hesitantly say that this should be a save already. Look at the utility left on the CT side. Complete A site domination from T side, and that was just a really big double kill down on short. Completely destroys this hold, and with Mod getting a kill through the smoke, oh, this is decimation. Honestly, I think that was a little bit of a mistake to commit
Yeah.
behind that, but you know, when your teammate calls to commit, you've just got to commit and hope for the best. But really,
Yeah.
really good play to get that opener on the short side.
Yeah, if the captain calls for you to continue to commit onto that side, you think you can try and recover something out of that round, crack on by all means. But having one man up on upper gets immediately melted like instantaneously, as you saw there. Second man through that smoke, just like instantaneous. It's a good CT knowledge of working those principles. Okay, where's my next target going to be immediately after that smoke pops? It's very, very nice to see. But I think again that the big kind of handout comes from that initial push. Rizzy there just basically blatted the entirety of the two short players, and that more or less seals the deal as far as that round 3 is concerned. Big push here through into mid again. Yeah. Oh.
Well, what even analysis can we prove for that point? It's just bullets into heads from rifles. Pistol's not really able to do much more than the single kill, and it doesn't seem as though that's going to trend in any better direction. Zyrex just caught off timing, but it's not going to matter. Elo closing things out, and that's a really quick 4-0 start to this game. I really like the aggressive kind of play style that we've seen from these guys, especially using that bonus round advantage, and then not as quick of a round in that previous, but still like unwilling to kind of let the CT side kind of recover from that situation just mentally.
CT's are digging deep again. Look at the economy from them. You've got first time seeing an open big green. Yeah, get my words out here. Big green being pulled out. Try and maybe have a bit more impact with the AWP would be nice to see. But I mean, even with having the AWP, I don't even think there's much they can really do as far as stopping the amount of aggressiveness that these T-side players are bringing to this game so far. You'll get one, but especially if you've got two men peeking you, that's it. It's a good peek there from the T. He's not lucky enough to get the headshot off the headshot connection off the back of it, but still good information gained. That AWP now known to be on A also, so we should see some sort of wrap up coming in from the T side drama.
Yeah, though they lost a map earlier, they've got a good amount of map control, but Zyrex very active onto this gap side and taking a lot of space back. I don't know if YTP is aware, but you will get the instant trade off Wally's death. I don't know how YTP stayed alive, but his teammate died, but that's CS2 for you. It is going to be this A site finish, the double smokes popping down, and is there any sort of response? It's a nade, but oh, actually a kill through the smoke, and that might prompt a bit more of an aggressive retake here. They're aware of where the bomb's being planted and can't even get that down. Suddenly, it's a 1 versus 4 for YTP, and they can't even get one kill out of it. That's a first CT side round, and I think it's the first round that the CT side had an opening pick.
It's a good, it's a good step forward from the CT side. I mean, realistically speaking, having that round go drastically wrong so early for the T's got to definitely help boost a little bit more confidence into the CT side. Going to get 2 AWPs up on the play, however. Trowsy tries to get that initial pick, but isn't able to connect on to anything after bounce back immediately. Oh, missed jump there from YTP, not able to kind of get himself into a good position to get another repeat onto the AWP, potentially catch him off guard. Oh, there it is.
Outstaying, you're welcome, Stater. Will get punished for that one, and that's an unfortunate situation, but the CT side have a good amount of map control. Ooh, I feel that's a bit of an unwarranted peek right back, trying to get some info. Trowsy now locking down this site on his lonesome, but misses the first shot, and that could be it. Although back up there, Kaizen straight away. That will help things out, and AWPs have just been a real problem in CS2, not as impactful as usual. 2 versus 4 for the CT side. Can they do anything?
Yeah, just watching hitboxes not exist for AWPs essentially at this point in CS2. And you can really see it playing out perfectly there, in fact. I wish we had a slow-mo of that. See the crosshair direct on player, but just no avail as far as that shot connected. Mog, however, hasn't had that much unluckiness with it. Managed to pick up 3 in that round, I believe, or 2 in fact, sorry, in that round with the AWP. But will fall in the end. Bomb gets planted elsewhere, however, onto A. It's all on Kaiser to try and get this round back under control if he can in a 1v2. Does have a smoke that he can use, but doesn't matter. Rizzy repeaks him after that initial spray comes through the fence. That's 1 round added on top of the T's already dominated lead.
Yeah, unfortunate not to win back-to-back rounds there. It would have had to have been an ace from Kaiser to bring that
Yeah.
back over, and that's just a bit too tall of a task. T side though, they were good at the rotations, but there was a moment where you could have seen, the round slip out of their hands. Good recovery in the end, and now a bit more aggression up on towards the ramp side. That Molotov's going to push Rizzy forward, and just caught off
Mm.
guard. CT side adapting well to these aggressions, and that's a double opener. A lot of presence in middle though, and Kaiser only has a deagle for the time being. Can't really hold that area of the map. Oh, look at this peak though. Trowsy getting a lot of info and even a frag to boot.
Just completely, again, destroyed that initial big push coming from the T side that we've seen him use quite
Oh,
aggressively so far. That's a really nice swing on Ryback there, catch him off guard. The Deagle is going to be not really much of a competitor against Delo's AK, however. The M4 swinging in from Stater will finish him off in the end, but 1v3 Jammer.
oh, the
The
timing.
timing.
Zyrek turns away at the perfect moment. YTP snuck past the angle. This is
Does he know
definitely
it?
a good opportunity.
No, he
Oh, the
doesn't.
gun even hiding him, but Zyrex can
Oh,
adjust in time. YTP whiffs the spray, and that will be a second CT side round, keeping 3 players alive, which is ever so critical, especially if they want to win 2 in a row. But yeah, a lot of kind of mistakes that you're seeing early on, and I think it's just a bit of overzealousness from some of these players. Just being a bit too willing to get things going. If you want,
yeah.
if you say.
Slow start to this round. I think this is, again, like kind of indicative of the way that this T side are playing. Very slow now that they've had so much of a big burst in the last couple of rounds where they've been punished for having that kind of big burst open momentum. Kind of sucker players into positions. Zyrex has been there multiple times, Wally. Not sure why we're not peaking that correctly, but he'll drop out at least anyway, and that'll slow things down even more, I suppose, for the T side. CTs are ever on about that slow game. Kaiser will swing himself up through mid, takes down Rizzy and YTP.
Yeah, really good openers. I think that Zyrex kill up towards top ramp is actually really impactful as well. That takes the AWP down. Not going to be able to buy that up into the next. Oh, wait, we might be able to actually with
Yeah.
3.8k on one of the players there. But in any case, oh, I was going to say it's a clean round, but Elo does get a kill. 14 HP. It's not really a prosperous amount of health to work with, but as long as you're still walking, there's always a chance.
Yeah, he can't take the risk as well that CT's know a bomb's dropped down there, so he's going to walk himself back around. He's got 33 seconds to play around with, but realistically, this should be just save AK and, don't go for anything too big. And I say this as he's going mid.
Yeah, the argument here is you kind of go for damage because of how fragile the CT side economy is. MR12, the economy's almost not built for this round counter. So if you can break the CT side economy, that'll help loads. And saving this AK through to the next round is definitely a good thing to bring. But there probably would have been some sort of at least half buy coming through. Yeah, interesting. Interesting way to finish that round. I don't know what to say, but the start of it was actually kind of really impactful from Zyrex. I feel like at the top of ramp because I think it was Wally crossing into gap was just trying to clear that short side. But yeah, just completely not expecting the player to be there because he thought Mog was holding it with the AWP. But here we go, quicker round towards B, and the B side has had a fair bit of pressure. But I feel like it's been more individual plays than this kind of delayed or staggered execute that you're seeing right now. YTP should have seen this cross, actually. Ryback, the dead man walking. Shadow spotted, and there you go. Elo will convert it. Trowsy rotating in with the orb, tags up a few players, and is on an island. But there you go. The island has a low tide, and Sata can sweep in and clean up the rest of the frags. Really nice play there. Bait and switch kind of a setup, and well, keeping players alive won't hurt either.
Yeah, Trowsy picking up that initial frag right at the very beginning of the round, as T-side start or the Robins start to ramp up that aggression to get themselves into his B side. Perfectly handled. Okay, right back switching over doesn't really help, but Data's there to back him up at least, and yeah, as you said, puts that extra run on the board. 4-5 being the score. We've seen a quick opening 2-piece for the CTs, turn into a 3, now a 4, now a 5. It's an equal round, 2 frags on the board, still good money in the bank. Doesn't really do much of an impact on some of the players there that you would want to see, so we still have quite a lot of cash in the hands of Stato, Trowsy, right back at a fair bit of cash locked up before you rebought back into it. So, yeah, it was good damage as far as the economy is concerned, but needs to be a bit more impactful now, building off that round into this one.
Yeah, I mean, those eco rounds can be very tough to get kills, trying to close down those angles, but Trowsy's holding the correct angles to pick up a kill. Rizzy with a double spray. That's really big, and now Trowsy has to put on a performance on this A site. We'll pick up a second to match that. And, well, with Rizzy going down, we have to see who can step up from this T side to help bring them across the line. YTP with a light trigger finger, perhaps a bit jumpy, and the occasion perhaps gets to him, but it's going to be a slowdown, trying to think about where this utility is going. We are seeing the hit come through, Trowsy smoking themselves off, and that almost creates a wall of smokes at the back of site. See if the bomb can get planted. There is a fair bit of utility on the CT side for this retake, but no nades to stifle the plant.
It's a big molly. I think it's caught short just... Yeah, I think it's caught short by the smoke as well. Obviously, we have to take into consideration now the new smoke mechanics as far as CS2 is concerned. Smokes will drop straight to the ground. There's that to worry about, especially if we're trying to molly off. Oh, how's he missed that? But gets a shot where the crosshair isn't even on the player at the very beginning of the round. Someone explain this to me. Why is the AWP broken? 1v1, however, YTP, last man standing for the T side, trying to hold off against Trowsy, who so far has been on fire, and yeah, it's going to negate that defuse just as quick as you possibly can. Yeah, explain to me, Jammer, why is the AWP broken? Sometimes, but not all the time,
I think it's the slight difference in movement speed, or at least the feeling of movement speed on this game. It's kind of really impacted the AWP and its ability to have effectiveness on the map. But I'm glad to see the lack of AWP dominance. Another missed shot, and it's a quick bit of B aggression to boot behind it.
Yeah, I think Robins have seen this B aggression early not really pick up too much as far as assistance into the round itself. So that early push is kind of like a feint, if that makes sense to you. Pull a few numbers over towards the B side to allow that A to kind of open up a little bit better. Wally, however, still sat there waiting for that player, knew it was going to happen at some point. Wait. Was that a Mag 7 kill randomly in the background there that we missed?
Yeah, shotguns are viable in this game.
Yeah, oh yeah, they definitely are, 100%. Terror's also viable, which is great to see, is the AUG.
Yes.
Now a one-shot headshot, which is spicy to say the least.
It always was up to a certain range.
Yeah, but not in the way that it's been performing so far in CS2, I feel, at least anyway.
Okay.
It's been working well for me, at least, okay? And I don't know if it's just because Gaben's gone, do you know what? He had a really tough time in CSGO, so let's help him out in CS2. That might be the case as well. But for me, the AUG has been playing spectacularly. Better than my AUG gameplay, at least. Anyway, swinging forward into the final stage of this round, we do have a 3-man push that potentially could retake this site. Cyrex is there, but there's not a massive amount of utility. Now even less, in fact. Oh, Wally and YTP. They're definitely the two you want on that side to hold it off, but it's just not enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, good retake from the CT side. Of course, last round of the half means that we're moving forward with a 6-6 scoreline. For Vertigo, I'm not sure what to make of that, because I think typically in my matches it's been a bit CT-sided, but with that early success, that early streak of rounds that you saw from the Robins, I should say, it kind of did help them build that foundation, I want to say.
106 ADR. Nice. Very nice coming into that CT side as well. I think you're right in what you're saying, though. This is going to be quite a telling kind of starting point for the CTs. How they stack this up, or how Robin stack this up as far as holding off. Oof. There is no holding off. That was a backflip from hell coming in from YTP right back there. Sending him completely off the side of the building. And now it's a 4-man retake. They do have a smoke and they have a flash in play, however, though. This could prove quite useful. Right back getting taken down. How do you work it? Yeah, I mean, no kit. You have to work it quickly.
Smoke being dispensed, flash popping through, and that will trigger the push. The snowball is being delayed, but instant trade. Zyrex, though, will be impactful from the back of sight. Instantly traded as well, but time's ticking down. The 2-on-2 will be a 1-on-2 as Wally needs to cover his teammate. Holding the smoke, Stater pushing through, and we'll get both of them to bring forward a round for the Pirates, and that's going to continue their good form from the last bit of the previous half.
Do we feel like the the Glock has been kind of shifted a little bit, buffed a little bit, potentially into CS2 as well? Starting to see a lot more kind of like spicy ace rounds right at the very beginning of a match in pistol round, first half, second half style, coming out with the Glock. I think, for me at least anyway, it looks a lot better into CS2 than it did in CSGO. But that could be the age-old thing of Valve going, we've not really changed anything, but we've made it look like it's been changed.
I think it's mainly just the movement accuracy being a little bit different. It's made those kind of high accuracy movement guns a bit better feeling. But yeah, it's been interesting, seeing how the guns feel different, even though they might not have necessarily changed in an impactful way. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how any more changes come through as well. It's of course just a USP round. The MAC-10s will make quick work. Ryback closing out with the AK. So a fair decent bit of money farmed up. That should be forming of a good foundational for this half, for this T side. So we'll have to see if they can do any better than 6.
How do you build? It is inquisitive. I'm just looking at the. I mean, obviously, we'd expect this to be a rifle round anyway for CTs, but the build-up of money they've had, they have got quite a lot more. Oh well, never mind. Actually, I was about to say they've got quite a lot more utility to use into this one, but players dropping like that utility is no more. Wally getting taken out. Also, that's all the utility gone as far as CT is concerned. But it's just trade for trade at the minute, Jammer.
Yeah, it's a slugfest right now. With the rotations coming through, it's just a matter of if Elo can stay alive or at least get some good damage down, but the timing's not going to match up. Ryback will close down. YTP, 1 versus 2, knows where both players are, at least for the time being. Has to try and navigate this lonesome. Bomb is down on site, though. I'm not sure if we have that information.
I can't tell if that was big brain play or not, the mistimed jump to try and get himself up into that boost position, because he's caused Ryback to look around. Didn't really work out in the end, but yeah, I don't know if he caught that YTP jump, but didn't actually jump on. It kind of just made the noise like he was getting up into that position, so he could rotate himself back around and through in towards lifts, but didn't work out at the end, but still good play at least anyway.
Nice attempt. Valiant
nice
try.
attempt. Yeah, valiant try. As you said, audio is broken. It's probably the best way to word it. There are other words that we could use, but not really for stream at least anyway.
Elo. Boosting his Elo with an opener. Stater and Kaiser straight away answering back. I think they're going to be wary of Elo close. No, smoke, or at least they should be. It fades. This will be a pivotal fight. There you go. Stater adding a second kill to their tally. 6-10, and this is looking quite dominant, but of course we had the same performance when the Robins were on their side.
This is the make or break now. I mean, if we're looking for replication at least anyway, we'd want to see Robins pick up this round. It's a good round for him to do it on. It's not really going to help not really going to be beneficial in the long term as far as the rest of this game is concerned. The Pirates have definitely got more than enough money backed up to continue that push to get their extra rounders that they need.
I think 2 players on the CT side have forgotten to buy armor.
They have. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's a HUD bug, but we're just going to assume that they just straight up are going through this round without any protections. Although cycling through, everyone seems to have a bit of armor. But we'll assume it's a HUD bug. But yeah, in any case, it's not going to affect them because it's now a 5-on-2. Really good openers and just holding down at the default locations, although that's until Kaiser gets the opener towards B. That will open the site up a little bit. Rotations are coming through. Elo knocked down low. Kaiser's got another kill. This is suddenly doable.
Definitely recover from CT. I mean, look, we also got a player that potentially could come flank, but isn't happening. It looks like they're all going to push in from CT side. That's a big opening pick there from Elo. Gets the initial onto Kaiser, goes big for Trowsy, but Trowsy's quick on the open. Yeah, I mean, that's a good round from CT. Losing 3 players, not the best of things, of course, especially with the economy in the current state that it is, but it's a round on the board, Jammer.
Yeah, I think they'll be a little bit dismayed that it went from a 5-on-2 to the 2-on-2 in the end. But yeah, like you said, you just want to get the rounds at the top of the board. We are working with a slightly different round system, MR12. And the players, I'm sure, they'll be somewhat adjusted to it by now. But even I'm still a little bit like,
yeah, I guess that point
out
like
for some of these games. Like, oh wait, that felt like a really short game. 7-10 though is the scoreline we're working with, and Kaiser's already got an open middle. YTP getting abused somewhat.
Yeah, it's taking me a bit of a while to get used to, or still taking me a bit of a while to get used to MR12. I think you're right in what you're saying. Mog, however, just massive with the AWP to take players down. Oh, how is Rizzy walking away with his life there?
So that Riz.
Quite simple, yeah. Quite simply, actually, he's just way too accurate with the M4. Gets that second down to right back, and still viable from a retake from CT side. Plenty of utility to work to get themselves into positions. Not needed though. Rizzy's ready to go.
That's crazy.
Rizzy's happy.
To get a 3K from that position.
Yeah.
And Zyrex spotted Rizzy out before Rizzy was even aware of how far he was seen. To get 3K from that spot is incredible. Really good play from him, and it was even a tough position into that post plant because the CT side players were playing opposite to each other. There's no trade potential. There was the opportunity for Trowsy to get 2 1-on-1s. So the fact that they come out alive with Rizzy getting a 3K in that situation, really, really impactful play. And that will bring them to the top of the scoreboard, 8-10. And it's going to be an interesting game moving forward now. Look at the gun round situation. I feel like this is one of those infamous swing rounds that you talk about.
Yeah, definitely. It's got the makings of it, at least anyway. It just depends who's quicker on the draw. This push coming up through T ramp up in towards A. Rizzy's still in that same position, man. Fool me once and all that. But he's still there, and he hasn't been checked as of yet. There should be utility going his direction.
Yeah. Oh, the molly missed.
Oh, I missed. Oh,
okay.
That changes things. No, it doesn't. That Molotov will get into position. There's a smoke that delay the burden, but they know he's there now. At least they can kind of remember that angle is definitely dangerous, at least as far as this push is concerned. That big grenade going through and in. 34 HP. Rizzy, you're not for this world for much longer, mate. Unless it's like the biggest bait of ever, you know?
True, but it diverts the attention. Good use of the Molotov. Ryback will close the kill, but there you go. There's a diverted attention. Straight away, there's an alert coming through, and while he's even here, it could have struck at the right time to knock down the bomb, but in any case, it's a 4 versus 2. This is going to be a really tough situation. Not getting an AWP kill is big. That's a bomb dropped as well. Suddenly, this is a round, and while he's got a 2K, this is turning tables and then some. Kaiser has to clutch up for his team. 2 frags to his name, needs to lock in that third.
He has no idea where the AWP is. He kind of does. He potentially does know, but I think he's kind of trying to weed out all the different spots that potentially could be.
Oh, no!
Oh, there it is. Oh,
man. Well...
what a round that was. I mean, you're right when you're saying Rizzy being stuck in that position for as long as he is. He draws in, what, 3 Molotovs, actually, when you think about it. So it's 3 Molotovs taken out of the picture, 2 grenades taken out of the picture as well, because one was misthrown. Like, that's a lot of utility spent on just one man to try and beat that one man out of that one position. And then you get Wally and YTP on a wild flank, essentially, to stop it from, being not beneficial to them, at least. Big push through into B. Eco round, or sort of.
Yeah, they're kind of forced up here. They will get a bomb plant. Pretty decent side control. That's a Glock, though. Not going to be able to do much work with that. Zyrex trying to get a bit cheeky with it. Oh, spotted out on the drop from YTP. And yeah, not long for this world. Oh, an attempted trade, though, is eventually punished. Just a 1 versus 4 from Ryback. And it's not going to be a very good situation to fight from. Not even able to... knock out another kill, which would have done a lot of impact. But you know what? That's good building from the T side in towards the late stage of this game. It's 10-10. Every bit of money that you can kind of conserve or snowball into the next round will help you keep those rifles in hands, and that will obviously spur you forward to winning the game, hopefully.
100%. Oof. 10-10 Jammer. We said it could go to 3 maps, and realistically speaking, if this is the way that they're playing on map 1, it's got a really good chance of it. Like, into nuke after this one, of course. And it's anyone's game as far as nuke's concerned, especially with the way that CT side's been playing, for me at least, on nuke side, on nuke as it is. Oh, Rizzy. Rizzy's just been a massive thorn in this A push side. I mean, like, for multiple rounds now, basically, he's just causing so much damage and attention gathering. It's exactly what you want from a CT Hawk kind of player. But where do we go from here?
There.
Yeah.
Well, Rizzy getting away with some liberties. Mark holding down short side with the AWP. This is traditionally a strong spot for the AWP, but with the new movement, you never know if a swing is going to eliminate your position. That's a nice kill from Elo, though. And this is looking a little bit spicy from the CT side to end things out. If they can get a clean round here, that will help so much moving forward. Mog will help in that regard. And just Kaiser, the last hope, pushing through middle. And actually, that is going to be a thorn in the side of the CTs. They are going to have to watch their backs, have to have eyes all around them and be extra wary. Mog falling back, and that might actually help them kind of reconfigure or reshuffle. But no, they're going to aggress off the back of it. Elo drops the bomb, and, well, suddenly went from an element of hope to an element of despair, as that's 11 locked in.
Really good round from CT. All or nothing from here on in, for T side at least anyway. They have to win this round, otherwise their economy is completely shot into the next. Ooh, see how we go. You never know. They do have max loss bonus, looking at the sheet actually. Looking at the scoreboard. My brain's not functioning. You talk.
It's all right. I've got another map to warm up into, but
oh yeah, cheers for
that. This rotation is huge. There's a straight gamble stack over towards the A site, and it's just based off the amount of info that YTP's got in middle, but can't really escape with anything. That's a big punish, and the map has shrunk way more than the CT side would have wanted in this situation. Rizzy falling on A doesn't help things, while they can't do anything, and I feel like that was a multi-frag situation for any hope of winning this round. So it looks like we're moving towards 11-11, unless Mog and Elo can actually combine for a few kills.
I don't know if it's thankful for that flash there. No, same.
Have money.
I mean,
but
yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, I was just going to say the exact same thing. They've got economy to be able to do it. Got one player that's low as far as cost is concerned, but again, do you go for it and get the damage? Extra guns taking out the fight is a good thing. Yeah, only one.
But yeah, that's an unfortunate situation. 11-11 will be locked in, and the Pirates, I feel like, you know, I mean, contrasting the two sides, they've definitely been working ramp a bit less kind of vigorously than the Robins were. But they've still been able to find successes, you know, with Kaiser in middle or getting those openers towards B. So it's been an interesting contrast from these two teams and their approaches. But just as I say that, they're going to rush ramp together. Mog pushing through the smoke will be decimated, and Rizzy getting 2. I feel like when Rizzy's in sandbags, it's just an instant lock for 2 kills.
Yeah. He shot on his exit from it, but picking up 2 like that, it's bought so much time for the CT side. Elo, okay. Oh, I don't know if I would have swung straight after getting that first pick, personally.
Yeah, it's a bit of an overextension, but I mean, I can't fault them too heavily. You know, you kind of want to play that hero CS style, put the team on your back. YTP, though, is going to help recover the situation, and it's just a 1 versus 2 for Trowsy. Not done the best this game, but has been a little bit of a case of AWP woes. Would be an impactful clutch if you could bring this one across the board, though.
Absolutely no utility to try and get this site under control. It has to rely on the timing. Go for the plant. It's a fake. 4 CT players haven't bitten onto it, at least anyway, so that means it may have rotated. Trowsy goes for the first, doesn't get the second.
with the shadow advantage in that situation, I thought Trowsy was going to be pinned to the wall
Yeah, oh,
straight
100%.
away. But you know what? Props to him for getting that opener and making it close into that final 1v1. Unluckily in the end, but it is the Robins moving to map point first, and they can lock in this kill, or these last 5 kills, I should say. It will be them picking up the first map, and of course, this is their map pick, so it would be a big kind of mood booster, kind of confidence booster as well. On the other hand, though, if the Pirates bring this to overtime, then that can kind of rock the confidence of these Robins players. Of course, Nuke is very tactical heavy, whereas I feel like Virgo is quite scrimmy.
Oh
Look at
my
this scream
God.
from Wally, completely in the back lines of the T side, and picks up 2 kills. A lot of info behind that as well, with Bomb being spotted, but it's somewhat of a fake Reaper. Look at this.
Still go for that A site for free. I mean, the bomb is slowly making its way up towards the side. It's going to go A, and it's going to go A very, very big here in a second. The only person that's really kind of keeping an eye on it is Elo. He does have an extra player there to back him up, but positions are more or less in the crossfire. That mid player can definitely rotate quickly to help out as well also.
Yeah, there's no smoke.
No, there isn't. Flashes will only buy you so much time at least anyway. And Elo is happy to let him get a little bit comfortable. Ah, big nade. Very big nade.
A retake situation now. Very passive setup from the CT side,
Yeah.
but they have a decent amount of utility to block off these choke points. They are going to push together as a team for those trades, and definitely a smart choice to do in this situation. It's just going to be if any of these players can pull off some sort of multi-frag. Zyrex will fall first. Trowsy getting two.
game's
Sorry,
crashed.
that's
Off my game,
Trowsy and
off my game.
Stater transferring back and forth, and my game's frozen.
Our game has definitely frozen. She'll find out in a second.
The suspense is killing me, Reaper.
I know. What happened? Tell us, please, someone. We'll try and get the final score from that one. But I mean, it looked like it was set for a CT finish, right? Like, let's be honest. I think we both could see that being lined up nicely. Currently, we're just waiting for our observer to jump back in. I'm just going to check to see if we have a score that we can give. Give me 1 second.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Robins picked up the first map. But yeah, no confirmation on that just quite yet.
Hopefully soon. Soon TM.
But yeah, okay, so recapping that game, I guess.
Yes.
Irregardless of the final score, or if we're in overtime. I think there was kind of... It's weird. I feel like they had 2 very different approaches, even though they were doing a lot of similar things. But that's just kind of from the vibe rather than from the tactics or from their play. You know, I feel like the Robins were a little bit more kind of spread out and kind of default heavy, but they were going for those kind of boost picks over towards the B side, going for those aggressions over towards the ramp short side. Whereas the Pirates... Or sorry, no, I've got that completely backwards. It was the Pirates doing that, and then the Robins were kind of a bit more pack mentality, but they were kind of spreading out every now and then. So, yeah, interesting contrast between the 2 teams. Good play from either side, and I mean, we said it was going to be a close game, and we couldn't really kind of split it before the game. I think this first map has kind of demonstrated that point.
Yeah, it definitely has. I'm really looking forward to map 2. Final score was, in fact, 13-11. So, kind of the way that we expected that game to finish, at least. What we're going to do, however, is we're going to go for a break, and we'll be back with you shortly with map 2 once they're all set up and running. Hopefully, smooth sailing, and we can get straight in and watch gameplay. We'll see you all soon. Hello, everyone. We're back. Maybe. No, we're back for definite. Hi, everyone. Well, we're into map 2. My brain's not functioning still, evidently. You swear
You were
I've
about
done
to
this
say
for
into
years,
overtime,
you
weren't
know?
you?
Like, I was about to say overtime. Yeah, we're into overtime. Yeah. Rip the homies. Um, yeah, we're back anyway. We're going to be going into map 2, and he did it again. Which is going to be Nuke. Very much looking forward to Nuke. I actually really like Nuke. Um, but bring back old CS:GO Nuke, not the last one, the one before. You know?
The one with the kind of catwalk around from heaven.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
like
Bring
that?
it. I love that map. This is my favorite variation of Nuke. But like, keep
Interesting.
some of the other stuff, like no two vents, like none
Okay.
of that. Like I like that part of this Nuke. Oh well, of updated Nuke. But the catwalk needs to come back. The little jump to come across, mate. Golden days, like the old days of CS. I'm the only
Interesting.
one that wants this, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the only one. I'm gonna die on that hill. Trust me. You know me way too well. I will die on that hill happily. I did the same thing with Shadow Daggers, and I'll do the same thing for Old Nuke.
Oh, actually, that's a good thing to bring up. I don't
Mhm.
know if they've fixed shadow daggers and the crosshair issues from Go. I should investigate that. But
I
anyway,
I saw a
back to
tweet about it, and I think they have because someone did a video of them comparing the two, and it looks like they have.
okay, that's good. All right, we can kind of stand shadow daggers now.
Hmm. So
Okay, all
I've
right.
just sorry, I just had a really weird DM. I was talking to someone about going to Epic this weekend, and I was like, "Oh, I knew my new motherboard has 4 M.2 drives on there," and they were like, "Oh, I might be able to, nab one from work for you, so you can have another M.2 if you want to." And I was like, "No, it's fine. Like, I wouldn't mention it for that reason. Like, I was just talking in general." And then I've had a message going, "Got you a terabyte M.2, bringing it this weekend, mate. It's all yours." I'm like, "What? Let's go." Sorry.
It's all
Anyway,
right. It's okay.
big
I think
moments.
uh, I think we were like a little bit anxious about starting pissed around, and then the game just restarted, so we're all good. Carry on with your M.2
Wait, no,
story.
sorry. Yeah, did we just start pistol and then restart pistol straight after, or was it straight in from deathmatch then?
Uh,
Uh,
it,
maybe
we'll go with yes,
we'll go with
yes to
yes.
all of
We'll
the
go with
above.
yes, maybe.
Yeah.
Apologies, everyone. Like
Um,
we're
but
just waiting
yeah,
for
no,
the
back to
server to
your
restart back up.
absolutely riveting story about hard drives and motherboards and stuff.
Yeah, this motherboard. So every motherboard I've ever owned up until this point has had space for 1 or 2 M.2s, right? No more than 1 or 2.
I,
This
I was
motherboard.
kind of joking
Oh,
because
okay. Sorry.
this
Yeah, it's fine.
I can imagine this not being the most exciting
No, no, it's okay. You do you. I'm just
topic.
gonna sit here quietly now for the rest of this game. It's fine. It's no problem.
I'm sorry. I'm
I was
sorry for
super excited.
not all
Evidently,
of us are
someone
super
else isn't.
nerds. No, no. I mean, we can talk about M.2 drives if you want, but
Whatever, We did have someone pop up in chat, asking if they missed the podcast yet, and
oh,
I
okay.
replied
Yeah, we
back to
can
them.
start it now.
I said if we get tech issues, what do you want us to talk about? And they were like, of course, the usual. What you had to eat today, and what you think about the heroic drama that's happening. So for me,
Oh,
I had a Greg's for lunch because like a fatty,
whoa.
like no,
Okay,
genuinely,
just
I should not have done it, but I did. I had like one of those Greg's pizza slice things, and like
okay.
chicken bits, best thing ever. Like awesome. How about you?
I think I had a fry up courtesy of Sasha, because we needed a little bit extra fuel because we were going to the skip today. We've got like a house inspection, so we're just throwing some stuff out, all that
Okay,
fun stuff. But yeah,
I like it.
tonight I think we're having some um, chili paneer, if you know what that is. Anyone at
Yep.
home? So yeah, nice little Indian dish. But yeah, how about you? What are you having?
I was gonna have a Subway, but they close at 8 o'clock, and I only just remembered that they close at 8 o'clock. So not having anything basically tonight. No, I think I'm gonna try and sort out after. I'm going away. I'm traveling tomorrow morning in it, so I don't want to have anything too like heavy because I've got a 4 hour drive to get to Kettering
Oh yes,
tomorrow. And then by the time I get there, check into hotel, then go across the venue, check in with everyone at the venue, make sure everyone's all like everyone's good to go, kind of thing, and then we go opening ceremony straight away, more or less. So, like, I want to
Mhm.
eat something, but I don't want to eat something that's going to be like, and then I'm suffering for the entirety of the drive. The heroic drama, however, is interesting.
Yes.
And I like. So, from my understanding, and obviously I have a very brief understanding, we talked about this in the break, because I didn't know an awful lot about it other than what HLTV was saying and what people were saying on HLTV. And we all know that that's like the rumor mill, right? Like, that's where, true stories go to die, more or less, is the HLTV, like,
Yeah.
forum part of it. But so I've read Heroic's roster update announcement post, and it sounds like Starvin and Jabby just weren't happy with Gideon, and they were trying to shift him out, and now not shifting him out. Like, I don't know. I mean, you might know more than me.
Yeah, so what I gathered from the situation, for those that don't know, is that Stown and Yabi basically were talking to the org and were petitioning for Cadian to get removed. Otherwise, they would look at other options when it came around to contract negotiations.
Mm.
So the org kind of relented, made Cadian step down, or kind of put Cadian onto the bench at the behest of those two. But then after they did that, Stown and Jabby, during the contract negotiation, basically said, "Oh yeah, when we said we're going to re-sign with you if you drop Cadian, well, we basically have other plans now." So the org obviously not very happy about that because they had
Mm.
what, like a top three team
Yeah.
that basically imploded because of player drama. I so own personal bias. I'm not the biggest fan of Stown. Like as a person, as a player, he's cracked. He's amazing.
Mm.
But yeah, I think there are some things in his past that have kind of given him a negative light in my eyes.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want to research that, you can. But yeah, honestly, I think it's just a really sucky situation for all involved. Like, it's always going to be really sucky whenever, political or like player drama kind of
Seeps
rules
in.
over like
Yeah.
team success or team cohesion. But in the end, I hope that it all gets resolved and that Cadian ends up in a good home, and all that kind of fun stuff. But
And if anything, Astralis pick up two really good players. I mean, like, that's
okay,
the other
okay, this
angle
is
of it,
one question
right?
that I do want to actually speculate on.
Yeah.
If Yabi and Stowen go to Astralis, who are they replacing? So I can kind of understand replacing Steyer because
Mm.
been a little bit disappointing. They brought him on as kind of like that cerebral star player with like fantastic mechanics and everything. He's been decent, but he's
Yeah.
not quite been like star player. Um, I really don't know who else they'd replace. Like maybe Buzz because he's a little bit inexperienced, but recently,
Potentially.
like he's been having pretty good form. He's had some impactful rounds. I don't really think that you want to be dropping Borup, Blame, or Device.
No, I don't see him
But
dropping
of
Device
course,
or
that's just
Borup.
based on like
I
server
mean,
results and maybe something outside the game that there's an issue.
Blame they wouldn't drop for definite. Device they wouldn't drop for definite. Borup, it's very unlikely. Like, very unlikely they would. Buzz and Stay are the only ones that are really left in that option, right? But then why would you potentially bring in two players that are I'm trying to think of the best way of putting this without sounding that way. Why would you bring in two players that are leaving a team because of having um issues?
Well, we,
You know
we
what I
don't know
mean?
why they're leaving necessarily. There might be some other factors at play that we're not aware of.
True,
Obviously, we
true.
only have the org's point of view,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
obviously isn't going to put them in a good light. Um, but yeah, like all speculations aside, like I hope it does get resolved. Of course, there's always been some like contentions and like some weird things going on between Astralis and Heroic, and
Yeah.
swapping coaches or players or trying to poach from each other, or if the teams don't like each other. But yeah, it's a weird situation. Can't wait to see what happens with it. And you know what else I can't wait for?
Oh, this round to start?
Yes, this league game
Yes,
to start.
yes.
A
It
few
was a good that
restarts
was a
now.
good link in right there. That was a very good one. I liked it. Yeah, straight through into pistol round. You've had enough of us chin wagging about random stuff and M.2 drives and Jammer just basically bullying me, which is what you should all be used to by this point.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, honestly. Straight into pistol though, Jammer. Nuke pistol. Want to try and get that first round on the board from a CT standpoint. You don't want to give the T's that opening risk to try and expand more and more into their first half.
Yeah, it's always an interesting problem to pose for a T-side pistol. Obviously, that lack of range kind of damage is going to be an interesting hurdle to overcome. It looks like a lot of teams are going towards this ramp area or for top hits, and I think that these guys are kind of angling towards a ramp hit after a after a top pop. Kaiser's going to eliminate the kind of lurk from that situation, and here you go. There's the blender, and all of these players have been put in except for Rizzy, who will only stay alive for a moment. Stater putting up 3 big frags, and it's a really nice opening round from is that the Robin?
3 just massive head taps. Just big head taps. Stater has always been that guy though, right? Like when we've watched him in CSGO, we've watched him in multiple tournaments across multiple teams that he's played around and in. Very dependable on the pistol round to kind of put numbers up. Big first round into a second, however. Kaiser starts things off. YTP gets dropped. Elo not long behind. Mog is tapped up quite heavily, but Kaiser's having to reach backwards a little bit there potentially. Pistols get caught out, but Ryback is good for it with the MP9, and that's it. Round 2 over with.
Yeah,
Minimal impact.
I should say. Sorry, correction
Yeah.
from. Yeah. Sorry. Carry on.
Minimal impact is what I was going to say from that second round. As far as pistols concerned, there's already the damage being dealt out by that M4 initially, and swinging through into an MP9 never really works out in your favor, unfortunately.
Yeah. One thing I am really interested to see from the Pirates is, well, I was going to say the Pirates' reaction to the alternate outside smokes, but I don't even know if the Robins know the outside smokes, but they do know outside bullets. YTP getting 3 kills, and that's really impactful play. Just 2 more to find, and it's an MP9 and M4. They are both, well, on the upper side of the map, but they're very split apart. Just Ryback holding this upper site, and it's definitely not going to be easy, but with Zyrex rotating in, there's at least a little bit of backup to hold the flank on the site. There's info passed along, and that should prompt Ryback to go for a bit more information, maybe try and get that bomb down, and YTP is going to continue that good form. It's finally put to rest, but it's Zyrex in a 1 versus 3, not much to do, and it will be closed out by Elo in the end. Interesting strat call there to just push outside with pretty much no smokes, a lack of utility, and just win the gunfight.
It's a big gunfight to win. Eco round coming from the CTs, however. There's a scouting play. I haven't really had much success with scouts so far in CS2. Never really had it in CSGO, to be honest with you. So same Ryback, basically. Like, what a feels moment that was right there. Immediately taken right out of the fight by YTP, and he's just connecting on for more. Once more from it, gets that extra one from Kaiser. Rizzy is also there to chime in. Stater gets taken down, and it's a 5v2. Ooh, 4v1. I was about to say 4v none, but there it is, 4v none.
Yeah, I think it looks like the Robins are keen to put a bit of pressure out towards the yard area. They're very keen to take those fights. And of course, it was just a pistol round. But I mean, to go for that fight from YTP, you can tell that the juices are flowing, the confidence is there. And if that form continues, then there might be some trouble. But here's the AWP brought in. It's not actually going towards outside, it's going to be towards heaven. So limited impact from that point of view. Here we go. There's the smokes, and it's going to be the regular wall of smoke. So should be some opportunities for some smoke pushes, maybe nading the smokes to kind of get that info. We'll have to wait and see.
You were mentioning outside smokes, and I don't really know many myself, to be honest with you, for the new setups at least. Anyway, But it looks like there's a few of them being played out there in that last round, or in this round, I should say.
No, those are the original smokes.
Wait, are they?
Yeah, it was just the triple smoke setup.
Triple smoke setup, yeah.
It was there was a glaive smoke down to allow Kaiser to cross to red, but wasn't able to do anything with that position.
Yeah. Yeah, it's me being slow. Apologies.
It's all right.
Playing too much farming sim, that's what that is. Zyrex.
a lot of pressure on Zyrex's shoulders, and he gets 2 on the site, and that does allow for some sort of a retake to come through. Trowsy down towards the ramp with the AWP, and there's a rotation, but Wally just eliminates the AWP from this round. Will make the retake a little bit harder, but if Ryback and teammate Kaiser can combine, still doable.
Completely doable, especially with the FAMASs.
Fami?
FAMASs? Fami? I don't know. Is there a plural for 2 FAMASs? FAMAS? Anyway, first kill goes in favor of Kaiser. Guys will get dropped by YTP in the end. Ryback's just hunting for something here to get anything from this round, but YTP will finish him off in the end. Is there a plural for 2 FAMAS rifles? FAMASs?
No, it's just, well, FAMAS is an acronym, so technically speaking, it's
True.
FAMASs. But FAMI sounds cooler.
Arch in the chat. Arch, by the way, is the producer for today. How we managed to not tell us this in our ears, I've got no idea. Lloyd's Pharmacy. I love that. Anyway, back to the real conversation that we're having today. Oh, 3 stack there with the AK. Actually, YTP only gets 2. Wally chimes in for the 3rd, but YTP's taken out in the end. Wally's still adrift, however. AK in hand for Ryback, but not able to do anything with it.
A little bit of an error there, forgetting to reload. It's going to be inconsequential for the round as a large. But yeah, I think it would have been a good idea to try and save that AK, but a theme that I am seeing across these players is they're kind of more aggressive with it. You know, that they want to go for those hero plays, get those impact frags, and try and win in every situation, which I can sympathize with as a competitor. But in terms of, you know, the smart strategy for these situations and trying to win rounds opposed to win frags, I think they would be wiser going with, you know, slightly different direction.
Just looking at the setup from both teams, I mean, they're adapting well against each other as far as playstyle is concerned. Good buddy assist there coming in from Ryback and Trowsy with the flashbang out.
Oh, the rotation as well. Great moves from Trowsy, and oh, that should have set up Zyrex perfectly, but Wally's so aware of that play and will eliminate that position. Smoke down, Kaiser's going to open the door behind it. That was a weird mechanic. The door shouldn't open that way, but doesn't matter. Trowsy, sorry, I should say Kaiser, pushing through the smoke audaciously. 2 versus 2 now, and it does get a little bit awkward because bomb's down, but with the time left up, the T side can go hunting a little.
Stay in that position. You don't really need to move here, do you, in fairness? Got
Just hear the
time to
jaws
waste. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what Stato's mindset's going to be like. I don't need to move from here. I can lock this down quite nicely, but the second you don't move is the second that your opponent's going to go, well, I'm going to punish you for not doing that, so not making that initial play decision. Do you go for this 1v2? A little bit of utility?
For economic situation, you're in a save for the next anyway. Other team has lots of money. It's very much an individual call, I guess. But personally, I would save here.
Yeah.
Times tick down very low. Smoke's going to miss, actually.
Smoke backside. Yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on with that.
It's a broken sound. We've gotta love it. Valve, please fix. 5 rounds to 2. The Robin's going on an absolute tear after that pistol loss, and I think if they're going to continue in this form, we could be seeing a quick 2-0 today. Can the Pirates say anything about it?
Oh, they can indeed. Kaiser that starts things off nicely. Stater and Trowsy. This round's gone completely pear-shaped. Oh, Mog, what are you going to do, mate? Gets the first initial pick. I don't feel like there's any way to really recover this round, especially with the way that grenade goes. Status, quick on the draw, however. Oh, that round went pear-shaped super quickly there, didn't it, in fairness to the Robins?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to call a top pop at some point during the T-side round. You want to call it in those kind of awkward situations where you've got Mac 10s and you can just push through. They had money to go for that kind of thing, and now it forces a lot of early utility out of the CT side. So just kind of conditioning playing in a little bit there, even if you don't win the round. We'll have to see how it affects the rest of the half. But look at this play from Ryback. Very aggressive in towards outside. Trowsy flashing for the assisted gain. And Ryback needs to get out of there, but just lurking around for way too long. Mog gets the trade. And this is an interesting mid-round. It's going to be continued aggression, actually, from the CT side. Not willing to give this area the map up. Okay. That's an interesting trade with Krause going down there. They know where Kaiser is. That was I want to say, mistimed play from Elo, but you kind of want to get in the action. All your teammates are going through it in yard. You want to try and help them out, but just ends up digging that hole a little bit deeper. Now YTP to bind and have a lot of map control towards outer, but once you have that man advantage of CT side, you just turtle up. Make sure that the rotations are kind of locked down and you have a somewhat open playing field to shut the round down with. Although giving up ramp control to hold down towards B, there could be a timing on this, is all I'm saying.
It'd have to be a huge timing if it was going to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I think that the timer has been has eliminated the option, I guess, from my prophecy.
The timer has been timed out 100%. Bit of an audible. YTP quick off that draw. That Molotov's massive. Whoa, the YTP. Okay, well, the timing wasn't at the time that we thought the timing was time to be. But it happened. There's a lot of timings in that
one. 1 versus 2 clutch. YTP continuing with good form after warming up on Vertigo. Zyrex, though, going to have to pull on a shift to get this one across the line. Both players low, but it's not going to matter. Just sticking the bomb, and I don't know if that's a very smart decision. YTP with a 4K to close things out. And it is going to be a 6th round on this T side. Honestly, this is looking like a bit of a masterclass from YTP. He's feeling hot, just taking frags and whatever else from outside, working around the map, and just really, really good stuff that I'm seeing.
I found another Valvism.
Oh, go on then.
Like, I'm fine. Okay, how do I word this in the way that I would normally word it? So, like, when you spectate enough or observe enough CS, you know where things are, right? Like, having player health pools at the top rail is something I used quite a lot as a commentator to kind of figure out how things are going to work. You know what I mean? Like, but there is none anymore in the top rail. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, Zyrex goes into a 1v2 trade, comes off with 1 pick out of that fight, but still, ponies are looking lax as far as numbers are concerned to push into this.
Yeah, this is a game of timings. Kaiser pushing outside with no presence there. Should get a lot of info, but YTP again with the reactions, and Wally down towards lower. I don't even know how Wally got down here. Must have snuck down from secret. Stata chimes in, and that's a lot of info gain, but Wally needs to be impactful. There you go. Instant trade. 2 versus 2. A lot for both sides to work with. A lobby push from the CT side. I don't think it's going to have too much of an impact. Ryback needs to get 1 here. There's 1. Bomb pulled out. I think they were expecting YTP to get the opener there. Wally having a bit too much faith in his teammate, and that will lead to T-side downfall 4-6, and there's hope yet, Reaper.
There is indeed. I mean, like, YTP's just been playing insane for the entirety of it. Look at that, 16 to 7. What is his ADR at the minute? 138. 13,803. 1,383. Yeah, I'm not working it out. It's fine. We'll ask Jakey to be kind to us and show us.
What?
Oh, what?
Okay. It's pandemonium outside, but Status trying to lock down this A site. Tapping away. We'll pick down Elo. Couple more players to find, and there's info passed along, but it's YTP, the danger man, and his teammate trying to recover the situation.
Oh, legs being spotted, running down. That should start sending players down into the underbelly of Nuke itself. We can see that the separation is starting to work out quite nicely, but we have 3 players all going the same direction. Not really the nicest way to retake this, especially when you I mean, you do have 2 flashbangs to put into it, but for getting those flashbangs in a position where they actually make sense to be used. Mog, I should say. It's a good position to gate that first flashbang. YTP big with a swing there onto Zyrex. Oh, 1v2. Taps the bomb.
Yeah.
Hasn't got a defuse kit. He's going to have to commit at some point, but it's not going to matter. Mog's going to finish that round off.
When you're pushing together as a team from one spot, there's a lot to clear, and you're kind of relying on those trades to carry you through. With the aggressive plays through double doors there, I'm left at a bit of a head scratcher there, if I'm honest, mate. Because
yeah, I don't get why he swung that.
You really
honestly.
do need to rely on your kind of team play, and there just didn't seem to be much of it.
137 ADR for YTP. Sheesh.
Well, unfortunate situations into more unfortunate situations. 3 FAMASs, a Deagle and a Scout to work with on the CT side, 4-7. So fighting for this last round of the half. Oh, it's not going to be a good start. Zyrex falling immediately is a bad position to work from, and with it being ramp, that's almost half of the map falling in towards the T side.
It always makes me incredibly happy to see player. No, never mind. I was about to say something. I realized what I was about to say and how it would have been worded. It really makes me happy when players look down and you see the legs now. Simple things. I don't know why either, but it does. Rizzy gets caught on. Whoa, okay. Wait a minute. We need to digest that one a little bit more. Rizzy was the only man that was swinging there, but Wally's traded off. What happened there? I don't know. Jammer definitely doesn't know, at least. Trowsy will pick up YTP, puts the Danger Man out of commission. It's left to Elo in a 1v3. Has Bomb got some utility to use as well. Gets that initial pick in towards A. Oh, that was close.
That's info passed along, and I think, actually getting that info has birthed enough space for a plant. 1 versus 2, playing well to swing around. Oh, dinks down low, just the AK, and Trowsy, is able to lock it in. 3k from him to close things out and get a 5th up, but that was so very close to a T-side 1 versus 3 clutch. Not to be, it will be 7-5 moving into second half.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was like, oh my god, they're peeking one at a time. Why are you doing this? Don't do that. That's not healthy.
Being fair, they did go for more of a trade play style. They were pushing in together. Yeah. Almost didn't work out, but we only count the score on the scoreboard, and that is going to be a 5th.
Very true indeed. 7-5 being the scoreline. Now, if Matt wants anything to go by,
sorry,
what you're going to say?
No. About mine in a minute.
You.
I was going to say I really don't like that Tech 9 buy. Tech 9 on Pista around is an interesting decision. I'll say that.
Too big of an investment. Okay. We'll comment on what just happened in a second. That massive investment comes to nothing. Zyrex will actually get a refrag off the back of it, however, but it's just really frantically trying to grab as much room into A. That's 2 players, heavily tapped in fact there. On to site, Zyrex will get 1, get 2. Ooh, gets taken out in the end. There's a defuse kit there, but there's not a lot of HP to work with, especially if they double peek. They're not doing it though, but it's buying time in fact. Oh, I think you may have just heard a footstep. He did, but Ryback's good on the draw.
Yeah, Spidey senses were tingling there for Mug, but can't quite convert that 1 versus 3 situation. Tough round to lose, especially because of how it started with that opener of the falling Tech 9. I think it was Kaiser that fell with the Tech 9 there.
It was, yeah.
But in any case, interesting strategy to push through main from Silo there. It definitely caught the CT side off guard, but look at this play. Great outside bus-in stack and just going to be a shooting range, although the USPs do damage just for 1 conversion though.
Why
Oh,
did they not
okay,
retap
for
that?
2.
Okay. Oh, well, sorry, I'm a bit confused as to why Yellow was able to get a kill for free there. I know they got one player from it, but they must have seen that there was 2 that swung out to get those picks, or to get that damage done.
Yeah, I don't know, just losing track of the situation. It's easy to do, but it's not so easy to get to a 7-7 scoreline, which is where we sit. First gun round of this half, though, and CT side economy is not looking healthy. If they can win this round healthily, it will definitely boost their confidence moving forward.
Well, indeed. 7-7 being the scoreline so far. What I was going to say just as we were switching the half, by the way, is if anything map 1 is to go by, this should be getting closer and closer as we go round by round, and it kind of is at the moment. Going toe-to-toe with each other on that outside, but one player has managed to sneak back down through in towards Secret. He's kind of hovering at the staircase, waiting for other players to make maneuvers by the looks of things. He wants to... I think they want to try and commit on to A here, or at least get another player across. Stata's not moving anytime soon, at least anyway, to get that angle. This moment. Sorry, I was going to say this moment now where you don't want to use too much utility because you're not going to have enough to kind of ward off any retakes on site. Stata has to kind of clear across, without any kind of like movement, cover of movement. Oh, not going to matter though. He gets that pick onto Elo.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
30 seconds left on the time. Bomb's making its way up through heaven, and this could be a deadly lurk, but the real work is going to be done by his teammates up on the A site, and I think time is a bit of an issue here. You can see the CT side just waiting for it to tick down, trying to catch timings of their own. Kaiser should be straight eliminated. Mog even getting a kill to help things out, and yep, it is just going to be a case of not enough time to work with. It will be an 8th round just by virtue of that clock management not being the case.
Rizzy just basically baited his teammate more or less while he then swung out to the door. I don't know if he caught... did you catch it?
No.
He was fully covered by smoke. 2 T players walked past him, and he smoke dissipates just as they clear through the door. Wally goes through the door first, gets killed, trying to get the trade off. And Rizzy just comes around knowing that they're not going to bother, they're not going to check that direction anymore. They killed the man that potentially was coming up behind them and just wipes. Yeah, a bit of a bait. Well, I feel it was a bait at least anyway. It probably wasn't for other people's perspective. Elo, however, just add in more kills onto that M4. Gets another 3-piece there. Switches to USP to try and get another, but Stata's good with the AK. But the amount of damage that's been dealt out is enough to really help this CT side pick up a 9th.
Yeah, really nice triple from Elo there, just shutting down that ramp aggression. And it's an interesting idea, to wrap through to heaven once you get that ramp control. But yeah, Elo just way too aware, way too crisp for that situation. Really nice play, and that'll help move things forward. CT side back in control now, and this can be stabilization, but there's one more force buy from T side. Oh, what is that play?
Wow, what is that?
Taking liberties, no utility to back him up, and yeah, unfortunate. Mug will help things by killing Trowsy. The Ryback and Zyrex, though, 2 trade frags of their own. I don't know how they do it. It seems as though they might lose 2 frags at the start of the round, but Ryback and Zyrex and the rest of the go are just going to recover every situation, and suddenly it's just Rizzy in a 1 versus 2. I have no idea how that happened.
No, same. That push from Kaiser made no sense to me whatsoever. I think trying to catch players at a timing is all well and good, but doesn't always work out. Rizzy will pick up the first for Stata, gets the second, 10 on the board. Unexpected to pick up that 1v2, but still does it nonetheless. Rizzy's been becoming a bit more of a powerhouse in these last couple of rounds. ADR 59 or 58. I've got my glasses on, I still can't see that small handwriting. I don't know if you can.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say a slightly different narrative. Like, it was so hot on Vertigo, especially behind the sandbags, being such a nuisance. And I've not really seen him in the kill feed a lot for Nuke, but yeah, really impactful play at the end of that half. What is that? Drive by Tech9, putting Elo on watch. the rest of his teammates can chime in to help things out. But Tech9's just straight pushing outside with no smokes is, yeah, it's very audacious calls today from the T side. Can't say I haven't seen it before from these guys, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more discipline.
They're just slowly getting one player across. like, yeah, like one at a time, boys.
Oh, wait, what?
Mog gets taken out with a deke. I think he repicked the same angle.
What?
I might be throwing up after that. That was horrific.
Disgusting shot by Rizzy. Might as well continue that forward, just running outside.
Oh
3 kills from the man. And
I need to stand up. That was horrific.
Yeah, he's definitely got the Riz flowing today.
If that isn't the clip before the end of this, I have no idea what should be. Oh my god!
Good catch, Jakey.
Yeah, very good catch indeed. Wow, man. I can't even remember what we were talking about just before that happened. To be honest with you, no. Mog getting shot by right back with the deagle. I think what he had done is repeat, a few times with the same angle, and eventually you're going to get caught off guard at some point. From a T side perspective, a broken clock's right twice a day at least, right?
Often feels like
such an old man.
11 to 7. CT side have been playing well. Mog trying to help convert a little bit more. Although there's still some fight left in Kaiser and crew. Couple of kills, but this lobby push could be very impactful. 1 versus 4 impactful though. Probably a bit out of the question.
Wally?
There's the first two.
Wally?
Third. Bomb dropped as well, and Wally putting the team on his shoulders, trying to convert this round and lock in that map and series point.
That was filthy. Initially I was like, God, you panic shooting there. Do you know what I mean? That first pick, that was a bit ropey. And then all of a sudden he just converts 1, drops with the AK, picks up the 3rd. Happy days. 1v1. Oh.
Can I highlight one thing?
Yeah.
Wally has 4 bullets.
Does he know?
And with the sound situation we're working with, you can't afford to reload. The verticality of the map means it could be anywhere. 4 bullets is all he has to work with. And 4 bullets is all he needs. Even just 2 of them to lock in the kill onto Stater. What a play from Wally.
Man. What is this game?
Oh, absolutely ridiculous play.
Yeah, I mean, this is this is the thing with the audio difference between the two, having that 4 rounds, but then you put it in the hands of a player like him, happy to stand up and just take that on the chin, like ready to go. Oof.
Well, could be done and dusted for Nuke. Krause, trying to get an entry. It is an initial 2 frags, but there's a lot of space to work with, although, well, not a lot of space to work with. 30 to 7 is how we're going to end things. Look at that play from Wally and co. Just, I have no words. That was honestly ridiculous play at the end. Just hero frags after hero frags. And usually I'm not going to be the biggest fan of Hero CS, but in this situation, you're warming up for Epic LAN, the rest of the season starting for CS2. I can kind of forgive it. The players just want to warm up. They want to get their confidence in CS2. And damn, there were some big plays.
I'm still like kind of shook up about that Rizzy kill. Like, this ruined me a little bit. I'm sat here a little bit flabbergasted. But GG to the Robins though. Like, fair play to the boys. First map on Vertigo, played outstanding on that T side initially. Yeah, a bit ropey towards the center point with their switch over into CT. Nuke was relatively quick for them, let's be honest. I mean, I think they won like 7 rounds on the bounce on T side, 6 rounds on the bounce on T side. So should be very happy with that.
Half, so
yeah. For you though, at least anyway, Jammer, how was that?
Oh, that was amazing. That Vertigo slugfest on the ramp, it was exactly what I was expecting, almost going into overtime. Sure, we didn't quite catch the last round, but we're going to have those technical issues with CS2. It's still a fresh game for, all intents and purposes from a broadcasting point of view. But yeah, moving into Nuke, it was a slightly different sentiment. You could tell that the ball was rolling a little bit from the Robin side of things. Sure, a couple of plays cooled off, but it didn't really seem like they missed a beat as a team. So yeah, really good play from them. Love to see, Welsh CS coming up and showing itself on display.
Exactly, Gaben, sort your life out and get CS2 working so we can cast more games properly without tech issues.
Positives only, Reaper. Positives
Sorry,
only.
positive only. It's been a really good night. I've really enjoyed myself. It's nice to get out of the house. Oh no, I'm still in the house. I mean, no. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Really appreciate everyone jumping into the chat and keeping up with us. We will be back hopefully soon with some more Welsh Esports League for yourselves. But otherwise, peace. Have a great evening. Enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you all next time. Bye bye.